So good evening. I'm just outside the house. If you wake up, don't worry. I'm outside like the house. Just went to fresh air. Although like about this. So actually I've spoken with my mother just now, and so I understand that it's actually a war. Like it's actual thing. Like I thought that the booms are like kind of special effects. That are done by the various intelligence services of the world. Because you cannot know what to expect. But she told me that there are actually 150 kidnapped people. Like, how is it even possible? I never heard about it. Like, so what? They like came with buses, like to kidnap, like, bus after bus. Like they told them like go up, enter the bus, like and again. It's very funny, I must say. And this trash country will not last. For long. Yeah. So of course, I went outside and again, the classic bicycle started. So I should just say what I've done. Today I didn't take a video. I'll take a video of it. Like just in a minute when I get up, like upstairs. Reenactment of scenarios I spoke about quite a bit, like in the past. With regards to the שכחו אותי בבית, like in Hebrew it's שכחו אותי בבית. It's the Hebrew name of the movie Home Alone. I really liked it when I was a child. It was just for my age when it was in theaters. Of course, I've seen the sequel as well, but not the third one. Not too much. But so the Home Alone sequel, scenario, they spoke about quite a bit. This is both like a reoccurring event, like in my various reincarnations, and also a metaphor for my daily life. Like, in effect, every day of my life is kind of like this scenario, but it actually was a scenario during I guess the 1980s, but maybe a little like farther than that, maybe the 1990s. It should be said that there were always events like regarding that problem. There was no. As I've said several times, there was not like a thing like in the Book of Judges that after like a local like in the time like actually it's like a local climax, and then you have like 20 years of like איש תחת גפנו תחת תאנתו, like the arresting, or 30 years of it. No, it was never like that. Since it's more than 100 years that it keeps like there are always events after event after event, and so and I mentioned the 1980s a lot, but because it was the culmination of acts of a person that I see him as a predecessor of my own, and I mentioned him a lot, but it should be said that it's not like a series of like episodes, like Star Wars, the first trilogy and the prequels and the shitty sequels that I haven't seen. Like only the first, and it was shitty. So it's not like that. It's always because that's usually life is like that. It's not like life doesn't easily lend itself to episodes. There are things always happening. And Israel, is a place that, in any case, there's, you see that now, there's always something brewing in Israel, like a fake war, or not fake war, or I don't know what. They're always doing stuff in here, like, they're always keeping themselves busy, which is, of course, the main reason for the wars is for people to keep themselves busy. These are humans, this is the trash species, like, it's absolutely trash species. So there were always stuff like all going on, 80s, 90s, the collapse of the USSR, which because the great immigration of more than a million people, in the course of maybe 1.5 years, to a place that like only contained something like 4 million people, that of course it did, reshape the country. And I speak about it, I spoke about it in the past, when with regards to the Reagan and Bush administrations that I spoke about in the past. I think the video is called the Go Party, something like that. Go Party. So they were all. It's not after that. It was like like an episode in the 1980s, and then peace and quiet. No, it was never like that. It was just never like that. There are always things brewing, but it was a specific event when actually the Home Alone scenario was materialized pretty much verbatim. Like that they all, I mean, all the Titans died because they lied about, like, I mean, the rescue of, like, of the person that actually rescued them. And they just, all of them died, but the children, I mean, were kept alive, and many of these children are actually still alive in Earth. And some were reincarnated, like in Gilguls, like, I mean, like the Dalai Lama, to other babies, like all around the world. So that's I mean, the reason for, like, there's a population of Titans in the world. It is partly they were born, like, I mean, during the 1990s or perhaps a little later. I mean, it doesn't have to be, you know, just, I mean, the same moment that the spirit, like, goes up, it goes down. I mean, it can, like, kept in storage. The God can keep it in storage for some time until it finds, like, you know, he found, like, a bed, like, until he found, like, you know, proper circumstances for this soul to reborn. So that's why, I mean, you have Titans all over the world, but also there are Titans that were children during the time and did not die. But what you don't have is Titans that remember Venus. That's the thing you don't have. Like female Titans. I mean, regarding males is more difficult because they're still, it's an issue. But anyway, what I want, this is kind of, I mean, the main kind of, like, in just time, you know, they started the bicycle. What I meant to say is that these two paintings I'm going to show you like, in a minute when I go upstairs. I want to take some food first, but they represent the destruction of the Titans in both Earth and Venus. Because at the time, part of, I mean, half of them was here and half was there. Just, I mean, because they were not that stupid just to go all together, even though to go half is still pretty stupid, but I mean, actually, I mean, even less stupid than you would expect of Israelis. I mean, they're so stupid, I mean, you would expect all of them to go together, but no, actually, only half went there, so, but the other half also was perished. And, I mean, whoever, I mean, destroyed the Titans, you need to understand, they are, I mean, much more formidable than, like, you know, flesh and blood pieces of shit like that you are, like the Homo sapienses. And it's basically the same painting with minor kind of color changes. So, I mean, do the math. I mean, I as a principle, and I hinted in this direction very strongly in the last couple of days, I'm not, I mean, all my life, I mean, I was like, I mean, it was kind of kept like a secret for me, like the bicycle and how it's done to terrorize me, and like the specific, like, I mean, rituals that are needed in order to actually, like, deactivate it or get out of it. And as a principle, I decided that I'm not going to learn it right now, certainly not from, like, you know, clues from YouTube. No, not at all. No, not at all. I mean, by right, anyone that uses it should ask me first. Using words, not clues that only he or she understands. And everybody that uses it, I mean, and so many people throughout my life, they are criminals, like in the highest possible, like, you know, like Nazi criminals. This is I mean, taking, like, the immune system from a person while he walks or while he drives. Like, they did it to me also while I drove, like, I mean, my car, which was, I mean, unbelievably dangerous. And I mean, so many times, I mean, only with the help of God I avoided, like, accidents, because it's devastating, and it was done tremendous, amazing amount of time. Some of it actually documented by video. So no, I'm not going to search for clues in the YouTube, like how to deactivate it or how to mitigate it. My stand is very simple. The same procedure that, I mean, went, like, during the 1990s with the Titans, the same two, like, paintings that you see, like, in a minute, hanged in my room, big, pretty big, like, you know, half folio, like 70 or 50 centimeters. Two of these are on oil. The same two, I mean, with some difference in colors and a little bit different in themes, but the same principle. Both will be created for humans as well. And this is only applied to, I mean, only applied to people that are interlinked with me. And you cannot remove it, I mean, unless I go outside. And I rarely go outside because I'm under house arrest. So you don't even know when I will go outside. Usually I don't do it. Like, I mean, mostly it's just, I mean, for, like, you know, short excursion for, like, to buy food, because, I mean, otherwise the police can put me in prison. I mean, but still people, I mean, whenever I go outside, people start to do it. But I just, I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, you know, I would say maybe a warning, or, I mean, a declaration of intentions. I'm not going to learn how to stop it. As a principle, I don't care. You should have taught me like 40 years ago or 30 years ago how to stop it, but you didn't. now I'm had enough of like your sign language and all secret like agenda. Everyone that's doing it, from my perspective, is a Nazi criminal. And I mean, from time to time, probably once every like 2 days or so, I'm going to paint this picture, or just use older one and like repaint it, which is very quickly done, and like hang it on the wall. And this means that same thing is like the case with the Titans. They were all interlinked. Because there is only one cherub at a time. So they all perished. And just understand, you are not more formidable than them. You are tremendously less formidable than them. So, and I will start maybe to this evening, but maybe I will wait like until this one is kind of like dries, and use other you see police to scare the Titan, because the robots are scared of of police. It's never really police, by the way. It's always like Shabakniks that are like in Purim, that they are wearing mask of police. Like it's so it's obvious because they mostly don't have like both like motorcycles and actual like choppers. Police cars that are used like in our time, because they have like a costume shop like in the Shabak. So now we are going to dress like cops, but they don't really have like but the police changes the model of the police like cars throughout the nationwide like every like 8 years or so. And mostly mostly they don't get like from the keeper of the costumes like the updated model. So they use the model so, and if many times we police cars, and I've seen it quite a bit because it's a way to terrorize the robot while he's just walking in the street. You see a bizarre convoy of police cars, like one from the 1980s, one from the 1990s, a model from the 2000, and a model for 2010, like 2010. Like you see a history of like of the police cars used by Israeli police since the 1980s, and it's kind of and it's also very common to see like supposedly police car, but it's just a car. Sometimes with branded like as police, but with tremendous amount of red and blue lights, like not like normal red and blue lights, but like because according to their thought, the robots, they are afraid of the light, the red and blue light, because they are conditioned against it, and it's very scary for the robot. But why only the normal ones? Maybe let's up to 11 or to 111. Like so it's not uncommon to see like a car with like 1 meter tall. On top of it, like 1 meter, I'm not exaggerating, 1 meter tall of, like you are in a rock show, like, 1 meter tall, like a stand full of red and blue lights. Because, let's scare him even more. Why not? This is Israel. Any person that in his right mind that thinks that Israelis have sovereignty over their land is either a buffoon or completely ignorant. These people lost their sovereignty during the 1980s. In the process that took place until the early 1990s. This is a territory of the United States of America that is used for, first, trash can, to put, they need a place to put the trash. This was also a classical place to do it for the Russians, actually, and also the Ukrainians and other people. But now mostly the Americans, they need a place for the trash because they don't like trash in their own home. So that's where they put the trash. Just, if you don't understand my terminology, I speak about human trash. Many pedophiles, but other criminals as well. And also a place to conduct torture and other things that, it's not nice to conduct in places that are, there is the Congress, NGOs, and Constitution, and headache, and, it's better that you do it in like undeclared territory of the United States where you can just, torture a person indefinitely, even like children, even babies, without a problem. But this is what it is. A penal colony and a trash can of the United States of America. You see that these people, they are children. It's a bunch of children. It's a children place. Now with 150, kidnapped. It's a children place. This place is run by children. The Shabak is a group of children. They are children. They are children. They are not grown-ups. It's evident. Just look around. Anyway, I'm not going to learn any secret language, and I don't care. You choose to rob my body of the immune system. It's my right to pray to God that will, give you in return, the required punishment, which is according to the symbolic painting, equivalent to the demise of the Titans during probably the 1990s. So this is like my statement for now, and enjoy the war. I understand that it's actually even more, full of action than usual, so really enjoy the war.